Good morning, everyone. We are so excited to be here today. I'm in Southern California. I know Ava is. Rex, I'm not sure what the weather's like where you are, but it is cloudy and rainy. But that cannot keep our spirits down because we are so excited that Leadership Week is just around the corner. And the three of us wanted to go live, share our enthusiasm with all of you, and just let you know that this is going to be such an amazing event that you want to be a part of. Ava, I'm going to start with you. Who are you? I know it's like trying to pick a favorite child, but is there a particular speaker that you're really looking forward to listening to?
Well, I have two. Can I have two? Mark Victor Hansen and Les Brown are particularly the ones that I'm looking forward to. It's amazing, but the one person that I haven't, and this is my own fault. I haven't heard much about Jay Abraham, and he's one that just got added to our lineup. So I'm excited to get to know him more.
Me too. I didn't even know he was a part of the lineup. I'm so excited to hear that. Rex, what about you? Who are you most looking forward to?
Everyone. It's really an impossible choice because I agree with Ava, Mark and Les and Crystal, just amazing people, and I look forward to them. But there are other people who some people may not know that are equally worthwhile to watch, to get to know, and to lead or to follow their lead. One is Danny Walsh, who I work with. I just love him. He's amazing. He's a maverick. But there are, who do we have? We got Brian Tracy, we've got Russell Brunson, we've got Jay Abraham, we've got you both, we've got, how do you pick out of that?
Lopez.
Ty Lopez, yes, indeed. So how do you choose?
Exactly. How do you choose? Like I said, it's like trying to pick a favorite child. Even if you have one, how are you really supposed to say that out loud? Because everybody is so amazing in their own right. Now, something that I was thinking about is, yes, there is an opportunity to just show up. There is an opportunity because we're going to be going live on so many different platforms so that everybody around can have the opportunity to join us. But personally, I like to go with an intention. I like to go with a plan. I want to get as much out of the experience as I possibly can. Ava, what kind of advice would you give to the people who want to tune in?
Well, definitely, I would say register. Register, and I'm going to run it down. Register at laleadershipweek.com. So you could be part of the networking after the event, but also so that you can get updates on who's coming the following day, so that you could make the plans, or even if you're watching the recording, you would know to watch which recording. We're also going to give end of day updates with timestamps as to when you can watch, at 3:25, you can watch, for example, Ty Lopez. And so that's all otherwise you would have to be on the camera for 7 days, like about 10 hours each day. But registering, everything that we're doing here is public service, so it's for free. But registering at laleadershipweek.com would just give you the ability to have that liberty to not miss anybody because you get the updates.
I think that that's really important because there are going to be certain people that we definitely want to make sure we're there live to see, and then have the ability to go back and look and say, oh, you know what, that was probably an amazing conversation, or this is probably going to be really amazing. Let's see what we can check out next. Rex, you've been a part of the LA Tribune family for quite a while, helping host and put together, co-produce all of these events lately, in particular that I know because I've been a part of lately. But I'm curious from you, what is something that you have learned and you hope that other people might be able to pick up as well for themselves?
Well, first of all, let me say I'm honored and privileged to be part of the Tribune. It's been at least 4 years, so it's been a good while. And the connection, the experience, the value grows increasingly all the time. And new people have come on and have helped uplift and make this effort just that much more wonderful, and that just more available, like Ava, like yourself, like Alicia, and other people. Then we've got this incredible group of speakers who have come to the Tribune and just added value by their presence and by what they share for the audience. I would say this, if because what I've done, I think I think I've done every summit that we've done. I may have missed one or something, but the point is that think of it like a smorgasbord or like a buffet. You have all these incredible things out there that are there to sample, and what people tend to do is they tend to take what they like, and if they get something bad, they go, I don't want that, and they pick something else that they like. But the cool part about a buffet is that there's so many different choices. You try something you've never done before, and if you don't like it, fine. But if you do like it, now you have something completely new and available. So we have not only the speakers that you know and love and have followed forever, who you should watch and support and benefit from, but so many others that you might not know that you're going to want to sample. So I encourage people to register, because you want the replay, you want the access, you want to be able to go back, and Ava and I and we've sat on these things for 10 hours, while doing them live. But for those people who can't do that, or because they're at work and they can't do that, you want to register so that you have it, but you also want to register so that you can dip and dive into all these other wonderful, marvelous opportunities to learn and to grow and to develop and to apply and to network and get to, benefits from. And so don't not register, be sure to register.
It's the power of language, if I can even say the word.
Don't miss out. Take advantage, right?
Exactly. Definitely take advantage. Now, as far as we know, we're creating history here. And this is the first leadership week that, I know that this is kind of an answer or an extension of LA Fashion Week. That's or even New York Fashion Week. It's where the idea was born. Why not celebrate change makers, thought leaders, people who are creating these waves of visionary influence, all of these wonderful things. And Ava, I know that you are so behind the scenes, and I'm curious, how excited are you that this is going to be able to elevate people's lives? Why do you think that this is so important?
Well, thank you for that question, Julianne, because we're all of us at the Los Angeles Tribune, a big team. We everyone's, all hands on deck, like we're really have a vision to be able to raise humanity's consciousness and leadership, and raise humanity's consciousness in aspiring to improve, better grow their leadership, because leadership is what allows us to move our life forward. I always say, to me at least, it's always easy to lead other people. It's myself. I gotta grow myself to lead in places I don't want to go, in places I'm uncomfortable, in places that is outside of my comfort zone. How do I lead myself there? And that's ultimately the essence of growth, the essence of taking over new territories, the essence of not dying where you were born, right? But leading ourselves and leading our business, leading our life, and that's what I am excited about, raising leadership consciousness. It's not just about lording over others, but more so in mastering ourselves and mastering, creating the life that you want, right, Rex? Because it's great to be able to envision a life you want, but how do you lead that? How do you create that? And that there requires leadership and growing your leadership. So I'm excited. I'm thrilled. And this is actually, we're intending to make this a movement. This is going to be a movement. Not only is it going to be an LA Leadership Week, we're going to have our next one in Dallas Leadership Week. We're going to have Chicago Leadership Week. We're going to have New York Leadership Week, and we're going to raise humanity's consciousness that leadership is a priority. Leadership is what move our life forward. So thank you for that question, Julianne.
Beautiful answer too.
And Rex, what would you like to add to that?
Well, I think, Napoleon Hill said, in order to be a leader, you need to lead yourself. And he espoused a number of traits and characteristics that leaders should embody. Be accountable, take responsibility, don't blame the troops. If they screw up, it's your fault because you're the leader. So there's a mindset behind leadership that's important. And one that's truly emerged is the mindset of heart-centered leadership, servant leadership, where you're not doing it for the limelight, you're not doing it for the spotlight, you're doing it to benefit other people. Because, think about this for a second. we think of leaders as the person in the spotlight, like the band leader. You know, the orchestra conductor is leading the band; they're leading the orchestra. The drum majorette or whatever is leading the parade. But without the orchestra, without the band, the leader's just out there waving his arms or her arms. There's no music being produced. So a leader is only as good as the people who follow the leader, or who, you know what I mean? Without, you know, this is the problem. You know, corporations are rich because of the worker bees doing the work that the top dogs don't do. So without the worker bees being inspired and motivated and making learning wages and living and thriving and everything else, that corporation or that leader isn't going to be able to thrive either. So a good leader, a heart-centered leader, a servant leader knows how to uplift and edify and to inspire, but also to add value to the people who are attracted to that leader, and not just be a talking head, and not just be a figurehead, not just be the star, the celebrity, the smartest person in the room, but to be surrounded by people who, because of that interaction, add value and collaborate and cooperate together to build something that they could never build independently.
I love that, because what I'm hearing you say is that even if you don't have the quote unquote leadership role, you are a leader. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're working for someone else, if you're working for yourself, whatever the case may be, we are in charge of ourselves. We are leading ourselves, and we're all important. So I think that, you know, it's not, like you said, it's not putting somebody above anybody else. And that's what I really love about this week that's coming up, is we have these huge, amazing, well-known people that are coming, and all of these yet to be discovered on a grand basis, people who have just as many gems and jewels to share with us. And I always like to say, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And how will you know unless you put yourself in a space where you can figure it out? So I'm curious, Ava, you know, you've been doing this for a while, and I know that you get a gem every single time that you talk to somebody. How important is it to have this curiosity going into this event, to be able to hear even these nuggets of wisdom?
You know, it's so invaluable. A lot of these people spend their life pursuing a certain thought, you know, a school of thought. You know, whether it is, for example, someone who's speaking on influence and persuasion, like Robert Cialdini. How about Ty Lopez speaking about creating, simplifying life and creating um, frameworks in our lives to simplify it. And you know, in an hour we get the best of what they have spent their lifetime studying, what they've spent their lifetime doing trial and error and practicing. And we get by osmosis, right? Rex uses the word osmosis, just by proximity, by hearing, by listening, by being intentional in learning, in writing it down and rewriting it. We get to, you know, be able to receive what these people have taken a lifetime to develop, to master. And it's such a quantum leap if you think about it. It's such an exponential, like we could either live our life trial and error, you know, learning it by trial and error and making mistakes and then relearning it, and you know, live life that way. That's totally okay. Or we can listen to the expertise of those who have, like, really made it their life's research. They made it their experiment. They made it their focus, their discovery. And then we get the best of what they have learned in just an hour. That is right there. I'm like, and you have that for 7 days, and you have that for some of the most powerful leaders and speakers of our industry. That's an absolute gift to the world. So I'm so proud. Thanks for the question, Julianne. Oh, and before I to pass it on, I wanted to acknowledge a comment by Trina Burgess. Trina is a friend of mine who we've studied leadership together, and she says, "I love this idea to master leadership." You know, absolutely, and it's mastering our own way of moving our life forward. You know, I can't get enough of that. So thank you.
Something that I heard you say that I really want to highlight and point out is that there's going to be different types of leadership personas showing up for this event. So it's not just one way. It's how, if you're interested in wellness, and what does wellness look like to you? Is it financial? Is it physical? Is it mental, emotional? There's going to be somebody who's going to represent those years and years and years of study, and just cut out the middleman. Why are we reinventing the wheel? We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We can just keep moving forward. Rex, what are your thoughts about that? I know you mentioned, and I love this idea, take what you want and leave the rest, but why not try something new? When it comes to picking new people to listen to, or even just people that maybe you've heard before, you can hear something in a different way. So what are your suggestions for people when they're trying to decide, oh, well, maybe I haven't heard of this person. Who should I listen to?
Wow, that's a great question. And you should listen first to people who walk their talk. So you might want to vet people and make sure that they're doing that and not just listening to anybody, because there's lots of people talking, but not everybody, has the same worth in terms of the value that they add to other people. Anybody can say anything. It's, do they exemplify it? Do they live it? Do they breathe it, so that others can enjoy it? But part of what happens with the brain is that we're creatures of habit. If we always do the same thing over and over again, we get the same results. And so people live very patterned lives. They watch the same TV channels. They get the same news sources. They get the same entertainment. They go the same way to work. They go to the park the same time. They do things on a schedule. And they forget that, life wasn't just meant to be on a schedule or a time clock, or to do the same things over and over again. It was really meant for us to adventure and be creative and to explore and to live and to thrive. So you want to add novelty to your life. Go a different way to work, watch a different channel, read a different book. If you don't read, start reading. If you don't listen to things, start listening. So when it comes to the speakers here, pick somebody who you don't know, who you do know, but that they might challenge you. That they might, just kind of be a little bit out of your comfort zone. Because if you're always in your comfort zone and you never go anywhere, you never grow anywhere. And so the thing to do is pick somebody who's not necessarily just always your cup of tea, but somebody who can evoke in you a response. And if you go, I don't like that and I disagree, then instead of going, they're wrong, go, why do I react? Why do I respond there? Why does that push my buttons? And wouldn't it be nice if I could be free of having my buttons pushed, to be able to explore things that I may miss out on because I don't have the courage or the guts or whatever you want to call it, or the wherewithal or the smarts to go and investigate it and find out that, wow, have you ever eaten something that you never thought you would eat, like as a child, and then later you went, oh God, I can't believe I spent so many years hating that. Well, but that's what we do. So it's not just the people who talk the messages we want to hear. It's the people who walk their talk and who are, heart-centered service role models and leaders, but who have a message that may not be what you think it ought to be, that can inspire, lead, motivate you, and get you to be more creative, and get you to break out of your patterns, and get you to do something that would contribute to your life in ways that you never, ever could imagine.
Beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. It makes me think. I had a conversation with a business partner of mine the other day, and he was explaining his point of view to me, and I didn't want to hear it. And I wanted to be right. I wanted to be right in my opinion. And as soon as I was curious enough to actually listen to what he said, it opened my eyes to this whole other world of possibility. And it was so amazing. And that's what you're saying. Why not listen to something that you're not always necessarily going to agree with, in order to open your eyes and see what else is out there? It goes back to the whole thing. You don't know what you don't know until you know it.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to piggyback on that, if you don't mind. And it's simply that, we have a way of speaking and a rate and a volume and a tone and a timbre of speech that is comfortable for us. That's how people identify us. That's why we're known on the phone. They go, hi, how you doing? Because they recognize you by your patterns. We have a way of walking and moving at a certain rate. Some people walk slower than others. Some people walk faster than others. Some people meander. Some people seem to walk with a purpose. So everybody has a. Do you know that most people right now today, they don't take 10,000 steps, which is what everybody's encouraging, because as our ancestors used to take at least 30. I mean, we moved until we went to bed at night. So most people live inside of boxes. They drive inside of boxes. They work inside of boxes. All they see is how far the computer screen or the TV screen is away from them, or the size of their cubicle. They don't look out windows. They don't see outdoors. They don't go for walks. They don't get to experience life. So they're very, very, compressed by what's possible for us. And if you don't use your vision well by looking far away and then also close up, it can atrophy. If you don't use your muscles to lift things or move things or walk, they atrophy. If you don't use your brain, it atrophies. If you don't spend your money, it can never grow. You have to circulate money for it to move. So the idea is don't just do what you've always done. Break up the patterns. Expose yourself to different things in bite-sized chunks. It does. If I drop you into the Amazon jungle blindfolded, it would be overwhelming. But if I take you to the Amazon jungle and give you a tour of it, now you're being exposed to all sorts of wonderful things. You've got tour guides who are here with the Los Angeles Tribune. And by the way, I got to say this, and excuse me for going on. It's one thing to have a vision and the leader have the vision, but it's the other people who carry it out. I'm going to use a horrible, horrible, horrible analogy. In the old days, the slave galleys had all these people rowing and chaining, and there was a drum. But you know what? They were coerced. They were slaves. It was horrible, horrible thing. It should never happen again. But the point making is, if they didn't row, the boat wouldn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now they weren't being treated nice, but hopefully we've left that model behind, and we've left the corporate model behind, and we understand that people work together, collaborate, and cooperate. What's going on at the Los Angeles Tribune that is affecting things all around the world is that people like Ava and yourself and Alicia and Mo and all the people that we assembled and the people that nobody even knows, the team of people who put this on, who do the graphics, who do the editing, the videos, the paper, and the people who contribute to it are all this synergistic part of this offering to the globe from the Los Angeles Tribune, that without them, nobody would be able to benefit. And not only that, but the people who are watching this right now, or the participating in the 7 days of leadership, you too are part of the process, and you can share it. You can tell other people about it. You can sit and watch it. You can register so that you have access to these things. You can get involved with the networking stuff, because we're all in the same soup together.
We are. I really love that idea. And something that I was thinking about as you were sharing, Rex, one is we've already gotten some gems just here, just the three of us chatting. If anybody's listening to Rex, I think he won the intelligence contest. That's from another call we did the other day. But what I wanted to say was there's this figure, and I'm probably not going to get it right, but you'll understand the point of it, is that when you make a healthy choice, some sort of good choice for yourself, it has this healthy ripple effect out for people away. It's kind of like Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but with healthy choices. And so if you show up for yourself, if you learn something new, if you apply that something new, then it's not just about you even. You are affecting people outwards. So just by showing up for yourself, you are showing up for the world around you as well. So I love that. And I just want to say there are some amazing people in the chat right now that are leaders in their own right. Raymond Harlow, I mean, I love you. I got to interview you years ago. He has got such an amazing story. Jake Clendenning, oh my goodness, him and his one of his business partners are up to some amazing things. And I think he's got a podcast as well. So I just wanted to say, we're so glad to have you here, and we're excited that you're going to be, joining us at the event as well. It's been absolutely so much fun putting this together. A lot of work, right, Ava?
Right. Well, continuing with that, we also have Trina Burgess, who's also a podcast show host of ABC in Leadership. And we also have Carrie Faith Knudsen, who is a transformational leadership coach. So among the greatest, and one of the friends of mine, Linda Ledoux, is also on the chat. We've got some amazing people that are really surrounding us. And, I think this is the perfect segue, as Rex has said it, and Juliana, how you've said it, that this is an amazing event. Let's just pause for just 45 seconds to see what this LA Leadership Week is about. Well, we get to have an updated version of that because from that video when we did that, we have a ton more of added speakers. We just interviewed Les Brown, and then we also have Mark Victor Hansen and Crystal Hansen. We have who did I just say, Julianne, that you were surprised about?
I can't remember now. There's been so many names flying about this event. It's just
Jay Abraham. Jay
that's
Abraham is
right.
this,
That's
yes.
right. It was Jay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are a lot more, and of course we've got a lot more hosts, including Julianne and Rex, that gets to be added in that. So we're coming up with an updated version, but it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So register and message community at latribuneonline.com to find out how to be one of the speakers of the event. I mean, we're packed right now. We used to say we're going to be running the 7-day event from 10 to 3. The event's looking like until 7 at night now. And it's growing.
Well, the thing that I love about that is it's not about us. It's about the people that are tuning in. And yes, those are going to be long days, but that's because there's so many amazing souls that need to be heard, who have these gems of wisdom that need to be shared with everyone. And so in order to do that, it's going to take a little bit longer than 10 to 3 p.m. But that's another good reason to sign up so that you can get the updates as well. So you won't miss people that you're really looking forward to. And as Rex was saying, do a little research, see who maybe you would love to hear more from. And even still, if you can't make it live to that particular event, now at least you have somebody new that you can pay attention to and follow and learn from. So this is the event that just keeps giving instead of, it's not even just when we're live. Rex, is there any final thoughts that you'd love to share?
Oh gosh, yes. Well, first off, the time that you invest in this program, from 1 to 7 days, however long they are, those days, has lifelong returns of benefits. So, however you drop in and are exposed to something, your entire life could change. Now, it may not, but that's up to you. That's up to you. It's what you do with what you learn from the people who are giving it to you and the ones who help you get outside of that comfort zone. My friend, my partner, my co-host, Danny Walsh, he's beautiful. He says, your technology has to work. That's the one thing in terms of reaching people. If the technology is not working, you can't reach the people, but you also have to reach the right people. And if you can't reach the right people and you have the technology, then what? And so we have right now technology that's working. Doesn't mean there aren't glitches. It doesn't mean that Wi-Fi doesn't go down anywhere on, or camera or stuff happens. But we've got a technology that allows us to reach people. We have our own audience already who we are able to reach. But each and every speaker and each and every person watching and viewing can extend that reach by sharing it with their friends, their family, their coworkers, their associates. And really, let's make this a global phenomenon. Let's get it out to as many people as possible with the notion and with the intention that we're spreading positivity. Is free, for God's sake. We're spreading positivity and powerful principles and practices from personalities and people that you want to get to know so that you can have permanent and positive, powerful changes in your life, and we can make the world a better place. And it just started with somebody saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to share this link. I'm going to put this on my Facebook wall, or I'm going to share it somewhere in social media, or I'm going to invite a friend over to look at it while we're on the computer, or I'm at coffee, or I'm at Starbucks. I go, hey, everybody, turn your computer to this link. However it works, however you're a messenger, realize we're all in it together. This is all part of the process. So let's reach everyone together.
Wonderful. I love how you put that. And I just want to say real quick too, you mentioned about going into like the Amazon or going in and having a tour guide. We are literally bringing people from around the world into the safety of your home. So you get to learn from home. It's still safe, but you're still stretching and growing. So it's the best of both worlds. Ava, what about you? How about if you close us out?
Wow. Well, first of all, Julianne, thank you for organizing this live, and really being able to give a sneak peek of LA Leadership Week. This is kind of like a square background that shows half of us, but it gives you an idea of the beginning lineup. This was the beginning lineup. And like I said, it keeps on growing, and we're adding more and more. So I am very excited. I look forward to how your lives would be different, how your lives would be changed by just being in this. But I could remember, I was sharing this the other day, that my life has been changed by just with people's words in passing. And like for example, the teachings of Rex Sykes, like that one aha moment, a change in paradigm. I was rereading the book, Seven Habits, Stephen Covey.
Successful people.
Okay, let's get it. Seven Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh, highly
And
effective.
I was like rereading it, and he was talking about how it's powerful, how a paradigm shift can powerfully change your life, by changing your belief. And this 7 days gives a lot of that opportunity. I mean, you can have a change in day one and change on day two and change, and then you'll be a completely different person at the end of day 7. But Rex says, but you don't have to, only if you choose to. So with that, Julianne, I want to give back the mic to you because you're the opening host and you're also the one who has put this together. Thank you so much. Rex, thank you for always generously, giving off. I think whenever Rex opens his mouth, it's just, wisdom.
I agree with you, Ava, and he's always throwing out just these passing comments without even intending to be insightful, and they are. You just never know when you're going to hear something that you, as you said, Ava, that you need to hear, something that will actually change your life. And sometimes it's something you've heard before, but now all of a sudden you're ready to receive it. So that's what we're doing for everyone here, is we're putting together this huge event so that you can grow and then you can affect the people around you. Because when you're better, the people around you are better. How you show up is better. It just raises the energy and the vibration of everyone around you. So please sign up. Please join us. And we're starting in less than a week. So excited. May 1st. May 1st to May 7th. Join us then. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much, everyone.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.